we have Grace Jones singing "Warm Leatherettes." By the way,
yeah.
I
like this song.
I'm told. Yeah,
cool.
Very European. Very European. All right. We can talk over it. What's Grace doing now? You guys keep in touch?
You know, I saw her in Cannes a couple of years back. I don't know. She's
sounds perfect.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you running.
I didn't see her. Like I just saw her. Like I never.
But you're saying I saw her in a Vons in Granada Hills. Doesn't sound nearly as good as I saw her in Cannes
Down
a
to
few years
7-Eleven
back.
and
Yeah,
Van
Glendale. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
She was. I don't know really what she's doing, but you know, she has that special talent where, you know, if she's. I don't care what movie star is in a room. If she comes in, she steals the show. It's something weird about it. The way she dresses and everything.
Is after Rocky?
Yeah.
What is the next movie? Oh, let's see. It's Universal Soldier.
Dude,
I remember that.
No. They're very important in the young bald Bryan's life. He's just as much Ivan Drago as he is He-Man.
Oh, He-Man.
Masters of the Universe.
I forgot about He-Man.
Oh, very important in the young bald Bryan's life.
Very homoerotic for young
right.
bald Bryan. Yeah. You have a lot of gay fans?
Or just this one?
Actually, you make guys gay.
Few, yeah.
Yeah. He's the only actor that really can turn a guy out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You're admitting something, aren't you?
Well, I'm saying a young bald Bryan could have went gay for a young Dolph Lundgren back in 19. Oh, would have. So, where do you live now, Dolph?
You know, I live in L.A., in Marina del Rey, there on this peninsula. I just moved back from Spain, where I lived 12 years.
Please turn the music off.
I was married, and, you know, I
What the
got
hell are you doing in
divorced and moved back
Spain?
here, yeah.
How's Spain?
Spain was cool, yeah. I got 2 daughters. They live in Spain, and it was really great for a while to get away from here and kind of bring out my daughters away from Hollywood. But now I'm back here. And,
You know what's nice? The problem with growing up, I'm gonna complain for a while, Dolph.
Go ahead.
Buckle up. I grew up here, like in North Hollywood.
Right.
And so then when eventually I got into show business, I couldn't go anywhere because that's where it is. And you meet guys who they're comics, but they grew up in Chicago. At least they have the experience of growing up in Chicago or Denver or Cleveland or even New York. But Los Angeles is where I've always lived, and it's where I did construction, and then it's eventually where I did comedy. And I look at you as a citizen of the world. And the thing about Sweden is when you grow up in Sweden, everybody, I feel like, eventually moves somewhere and then moves back at some point. But you get to go somewhere. When you grow up in Los Angeles, you don't get to go anywhere. Because for some reason it doesn't work. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like you grew up thinking I got to go somewhere. I've got to see the world. And next thing you know, you're banging Grace Jones and you're going to Cannes and you're doing karate tournaments in Australia. But when you grow up north,
Andy Warhol's
coming up to you. But when you grow up North Hollywood, you go, I'll stay here and get a shitty apartment and wait to die. Is there more of international travelers going on where you're from?
Well, I guess so, because Sweden is so small. If you want to do anything with your life, you got to get out. I mean, you got to go someplace. Almost, unless you want to start IKEA or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Was your dad? Your dad was an engineer.
Engineer, yeah.
Your brother was an engineer.
Yeah.
He wanted you to be an engineer.
Well, my dad was the one who said, "Listen, if you want to be somebody, you got to go to America, because here in this country it sucks." Was doing socialism. He hated it. He was like, "I hate this place. You got to get out of here." So I guess it stuck in my head when I was a kid, and then I ended up doing what he suggested.
What do you pay in taxes in Sweden?
Well, I don't know. It used to be 90%, and 101%, I think.
So your dad was like a Rush Limbaugh fan, living in the place that makes furniture that you put together with an Allen wrench, and said, "Oh, he was," but he was like, "Screw this with all the taxes and everything. You got to move out and do your own thing."
Yeah, that's what he said. Basically, if you have because it's more socialistic society, socialism. It's more like people have any special talent or any special drive, they're trying to keep them down rather than encourage that.
Did you ever bring Grace Jones home to him?
I did, actually. Well, he was absent that day. He couldn't handle it, but my mom met him. I think he'd seen her wearing a man's suit and a crew cut in some magazine. It wasn't his idea of a
right
girlfriend for his
set in his
son.
ways.
Yeah.
Not racist, but set in his ways.
Yeah.
Set in his ways. Well, Grace Jones, I feel, would be a pretty tall order for almost any dad, regardless of whether you're colorblind or not. I feel like that's a lot of girlfriend to bring home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd seen her doing that Demolition Man video where there's like she has 20 clones marching across the stage. You know?
But he never cared that you went to Hollywood or came to New York and wanted to be an actor. He didn't keep harping on you. Like when he found out about MIT and said, get that engineering degree. None of that stuff?
they did a little bit. They thought I think he thought I went nuts for a couple of years. But they were kind of cool about it, my parents. They didn't say much, but they thought something happened, but, Then they saw Grace and realized what it was.
And how about your brother? Is he jealous? Does he look like you?
Well, I got two brothers. I got one half brother, and they're both tall. One is an engineer, works in the petroleum industry, and the other one is an engineer, works in a bank. So
Everyone's a
they're
tall
both.
engineer.
One is a drunk and one isn't. So
oh, really?
I'm kind of in between.
You ever get the
being
drunk?
Swedish?
Sure, right.
You got to drink. You have no choice.
Yeah,
it's too cold up there.
Yeah, I've never been there. I want to go there.
It's
What's the best
pretty.
thing? What's the two best things about Sweden and the two worst things about Sweden, other than you and you?
The girls and I don't know the girls and the worst thing is maybe the darkness. The best thing are the girls. Maybe.
I feel like you'd say the best thing are the girls about every place, though.
No.
Yeah, well, maybe
Dolph would.
Maybe except Germany, where they're like, they don't shave their armpits.
Yeah, but you cherry pick. You skim the cream off the top of the chick crop, and so you're always just plucking up the 4 or 5. Even if the entire country has 3 good-looking chicks, Dolph gets 2.5 of them. So he's going to go, the girls. Oh man, in Biafra, it's the women. I mean, that's where you go for. Yeah.
Do you guys have a rivalry with Norway and Finland?
Yeah, Norway especially. Yeah, because they're just. They're just pretty stupid, the Norwegians. I don't know why, but they're just born that way.
Tell me about it.
Does anybody? I feel like there's certain rivalries that people should, like the rest of the world should just show up. Okay. The rest of the world should just show them, go, you know what? No one gives a shit about this, Like you guys are killing each other here, but we don't really
We don't
care.
even know the difference.
Yeah, no. We don't know. Yeah, we can't tell you guys apart.